Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Testing.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
You guys hear my voice okay?
Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Oh yeah.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask.
This is gonna be a good time.
Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
But I don't want to.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate bailout bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5,
That's right.
4, 3,
This is the second best game in the franchise.
Spread your wings
and fly. God be with you.
Let me know if the game is too loud or not, or if my voice is too loud.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the
Dude, they
virtuous
low-key still are,
The
man.
future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get
Virtuous
cocky, this
mission.
isn't a training op.
Right. So what
I loved
exactly
this game
is
as a
this
kid.
wonderful mission?
But I played the most of Metal Gear Solid 2, which I also
About 2
have,
years
but
ago,
I just recently beat it, so like,
certain Soviet scientists
I'd be kind of
requested
bored doing it
asylum
right
in the
now.
West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau.
Is my volume to voice ratio okay though? The game isn't too loud, you
He's
can hear me
foremost
clearly, but
expert
I'm
on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
it is a little quiet.
Well spoken.
Okay.
The
Put it
rocket
at 5
that carried
decibels.
Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok.
My voice isn't too loud though. That's what I'm
Sokolov
really
is said
worried
to be the
about, is
man
people not
most
able to
responsible
hear me
for
or
the
whatever.
multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
Okay.
It seems he'd become afraid of his own
Is the game volume
creations.
good though? I turned it up 5 decibels, but
Afraid.
Call it a crisis of conscience.
I don't want it to override
And
my
for that,
voice.
He left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west.
Cool.
We used a mole to get the
Thank you.
family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards.
This is how the whole story started right
I
here
was
in
the
this
one
whole
who conducted
franchise.
the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then.
Okay.
Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin.
Yeah, I have like a
No
schedule
condition
now,
to
so
send
I'm gonna
people here.
do PS2
And it
games
was
in the
only
middle
a
of the
week
week,
later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
and then I'll do
The
like
Cuban Missile
the
Crisis.
modern day games that I'm doing a
October
playthrough
16,
on
1962.
Monday,
President Kennedy
Tuesday,
received word that the
and
Soviets
Friday,
were in the process of deploying
and Wednesday, Thursday,
intermediate-range
Saturday I'll be
ballistic
doing my
missiles in
PS2
Cuba.
games. So
The President demanded that the Soviets
a little bit of mix of
dismantle and
both.
remove the missiles.
Still have quite a bit to learn on the
At the same
video
time, he
editing,
announced a
so
naval blockade to prevent further
I'm just gonna
missile
be like
shipments
posting very
into Cuba.
roughly cut
But the Soviets didn't back
videos
down,
on my
instead
Facebook
placing
page
their armed forces on
for
secondary
now,
alert. Soviet
until I can
transport
figure
ships
more
carrying
out.
missiles
I
continued
may
on
have to
course
do the
towards
streaming
Cuba.
on Facebook
US and
through
Soviet
my
forces
regular
went on alert
profile
for
instead of my
all-out
page.
nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security
I have San
Council
Andreas.
and
I do.
channels to end the
Yeah, I can
hair-trigger
definitely play
standoff.
that as well. Actually, I can mix
Finally,
and
on
match too.
October
I don't have to
28th,
only play
the
this
Soviet
game for
Union
now.
agreed to remove its
So-
missiles from Cuba,
But
and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians.
San
Turkey deal
Andreas,
was a
baby.
ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
With the map and
Sokolov.
everything.
They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell
can
was
see
he
it.
working on?
That's the
At the
quality
time,
of the
we had
disc.
no idea. We were running out of time.
So
To either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital. Handed him
see,
over
there's
to
supposed to be a
agents on the
map in
eastern side.
here.
Sokolov kept on screaming,
Oh,
"Save me!"
it
until he
features
disappeared from my sight.
Midnight Club dub edition, but I got the dub remix. I'm gonna be doing that soon.
Then a month ago,
I'm at a
we received some new information
slow
from one of our
spot
moles.
in Need for Speed Underground
About
2,
Sokolov?
but
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the
It'll be
weapon in
alright.
question under KGB supervision. What's more,
the problem with
Converge
Need for Speed
completion.
Underground 2
So
is
what kind of
one of the
weapon is
beginning
it?
cars, the
Something to do with
Nissan
space
240,
rockets?
no.
turns out to
Nissan.
be the fucking like best
Same
car in
technology.
in the entire game.
I
You can
guess you're
take
right.
that into
We don't
like
know the details, but it appears
almost
to be a new kind of nuclear
the
device.
final part of the game,
For half a
which
year
is
now, the
crazy to me
Soviets have been
because there's no
conducting
incentive to
frequent
buy
nuclear
any other
tests
cars
and
unless you
other
just want to
tests.
trick something out
Something
and
to
like
do
take
with the
screenshots.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
Yeah, so I'm excited.
No, according to our
Be
intelligence,
able to get this
he's
all
in
set up and
Salino
working
Yas,
good now and all
a
that
place in the
stuff. So
mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin
I think if I do
Cliffs.
multiple games throughout the week and stuff like
The
that
Virgin
and mix up some of
Cliffs.
these classics, it's gonna bring
Nice
on
name
like a
for
much more
virtuous mission.
broader
They moved
audience
him
and the
there just
algorithm on
recently.
Twitch too.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field
And
test
Twitch
of
will
the
tell
weapon,
you like
but it's
which
our
tags
best
you
chance to
choose
get him back.
got
This
like
mission would
gained
never
the
have been
most
possible if he was
views.
still in the research facility.
So like the more
This is our last chance. Sokolov must have
Wide.
known that too when he contacted us.
of tags and stuff you do on your videos is the better it's gonna be able to get out there. So, and I think I have videos connected on my YouTube as well, and I linked my Twitch and Facebook on there. So yeah, and you know it kind of staves off my boredom going down this memory lane with these games. So it'll be real exciting, and you know, during the week whenever I'm not able to hang out with anyone because everyone's working, this will be able to keep me busy.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to
I love this part of this game. You can do
Salino Yas in
R1
the
and
Soviet
then
mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
and look through the eyes of a POV.
If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking.
I thought about getting Vice City too, but that'll be down the stretch.
Once we've confirmed the
I
rescue,
also,
Sokolov,
because I
stand by
bought
at the
so many
recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at
PS2
that point.
games off of
Helium will be pumped into the balloon
this
to
website
inflate it.
called
The
Lucky
process takes
Games,
about 20 minutes.
Luckie, which is a
Once
fantastic
it's complete,
website.
the
It's
gunship's arm
cheaper
will
than
latch
any
onto
other
the balloon
website.
and pull it up.
The full
I
surface-to-air
got the new
recovery system.
the PS2
I'm familiar
Hitman
with
game.
the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
I got Hitman
The
blood
shock
money,
will be
dude.
less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even
So
with the fuel
I'm
in the
excited.
reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast.
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
I can. Actually. I also don't have the tab out of games. That's what I love about streaming on here. Through my PS2 and capture card. Is it's kind of a bitch to have the tab out all the time just to do like intermission music and stuff. Oh, I think you guys have like the option to do like sound alerts on the stream. If you put like your mouse cursor, or if you're on mobile, it'll be there like right above like the stream stream tab. Yeah, you just click on the screen and then the chat alerts are that little like purple square with a little Twitch ghost in it. Or if you're on the computer, if you put your cursor over the stream, it'll appear on the right hand side. I got a couple Metal Gear Solid ones in there. It's kind of funny.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
Well, you've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. Oh, and Snake.
Yeah,
The crew isn't watching anymore. You can take off the disguise now.
good idea. This isn't right. Time for the snake to shed his skin.
The big reveal, he's actually not Raiden. It's Big Boss. Or soon to be Big Boss. Also known as Naked Snake. How many Kodak calls in a
Can you
row are we
hear
gonna
me, Major
do?
Tom? This is Snake. Kept you waiting, huh?
This will be a sneaking mission.
Kept you
You
waiting,
must not
huh?
be seen by the enemy.
You're pretty
You must
good.
leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Yep.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food.
What do you
You'll
mean
also
you
find
feed
some medical
yourself?
supplies in your backpack.
Yeah,
You have
about
guns.
the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb
Used
a
to have the
tree,
damn book. I need
stand
that
in front
shit.
of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the
I need
gunship.
the manual.
My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Try to find it later. You see, in Metal Gear Solid 2, you could do pull-ups, and it would increase your grip strength, but in this game, they got rid of that feature.
I see you've retrieved your backpack,
And I
Snake.
totally forgot about that when I first got this last
To
year.
equip a weapon, it's
I sat there
necessary
for
to
like
take
20
it out
minutes
of your
doing pull-ups,
backpack.
and I was like, why the
In
hell
the survival
is my grip
viewer,
not going up?
choose weapon
And
from the
turns out they
backpack.
removed that, so I
Your
forgot.
available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from item.
And this is back in the day
Use
when
the survival
circle
viewer backpack.
is how you
Yep, that's right.
circle and triangle is how you went through menus.
Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your
Cool
tranquilizer gun
photos.
or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22
Look, dude,
Hush
you look
Up
behind the shoulder, and
tranquilizer
that's
gun.
this dude just dripping, dude.
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger
Bro,
happy with it.
I'm not gonna lie,
The
the
suppressor's durability is shown
suppressor
in the icon. Any
thing that
weapons
they
and
put in this
equipment beyond
game,
what you're carrying now,
like, screwed me
you'll
over so
find
many
as you
times.
go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate
Trolling
that
the enemy
soldiers
with
on
that is
covert
fucking
ops
hilarious.
like this one be issued a potassium cyanide
They'll just stand there
capsule.
like so
Tape it
confused,
to your body so you can take it when you need to.
and then just call
How
it good and walk
generous of
away.
you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling
And the
them into thinking
countdown of
I'm
that
really
of
dead. So how do I
yeah,
come
look
back
at
to
this.
life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one.
Yeah, it'll
Be careful.
delete the
If
words
you
and then
remain in a
it'll
state of false
do
death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back.
it'll turn into the word
Remember that.
paradox.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition.
I have
acting as a
PlayStation
medic,
1,
so to speak, as
not
well as
PlayStation 1,
recording
but I
your
have
mission
Metal Gear
data.
Solid 1.
She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here
I gotta
on the
test that
gunship
out
with me.
and see
Gee.
if the
Hello,
upscaler
Snake. I'm
is
here,
be
Meg.
able to
Nice to meet
do
you.
an upscale
Medic.
of that as well
As in a
through the
medic who comes in
PS2.
by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell
I
me
don't
your
know
real
if that's
name?
gonna work out or
Are
not.
you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield.
This girl right here is the love
After
of
a
my
week,
life in
no
this
one
game.
has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very
She's from
funny.
Boston.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to
How's little
introduce
G
you to,
doing?
Snake.
As vocal as ever.
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. Me.
Oh.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission.
Hmm.
You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top-secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the
I mean,
leader.
there would
no
still
matter
be
who's
a
in charge.
president and top brass.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have
How I
loyalty to
feel.
the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me
Don't betray me.
Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive. Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss?
Until
Next to the
you
Major.
won't
The
be.
boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Rocks here. Something over there, if I remember right. Yeah. Gonna move, little dude? It's over here.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Isn't there? Where you gonna go, buddy?
that?
I messed it up. See, I'm trying to hold them up so I can interrogate them. Um, I'll be right back. I haven't ate yet today. I'm gonna go eat dinner, so it'll probably be like 15-ish minutes. So I'll be right back, y'all. Alright, I'm back from eating, dude. I feel replenished. See if I can sneak up on this guy this time around.
Speak. We won't hand over Sokolov. Speak. Let go of me. Answer me. We won't hand over Sokolov.
I get provided nothing. Something